Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
My name is Evan. I'm a dumb dad.
What a coincidence. Hey buddy, cheers man, we gotta crack this open.
Cheers.
I gotta crack mine
you
open.
didn't crack it open. Well, they'll get a nice, ooh, sharp and crisp.
Brought to you by Not This Beer. Cheers.
Belching Beaver Brewery No Worries IPA. That's what we're going to sip on tonight because those were the two beers I had in my fridge, and so I brought them over to your house.
The best advice to give a parent. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, man.
Don't
worry about it.
The swelling will go down. Don't worry about it. Is it a growth? Maybe. Don't worry about it.
That's nice parenting advice. Maybe that's what our book will be called. The swelling will go down.
The swelling will go down.
I think we've had this on the podcast before. So
we have had it, so we don't need to get it.
It's a nice, cold, crisp beer with a whatever.
They're famous for their peanut butter milk stout. Mm-hmm. If you haven't had it, you have to have it on nitro to fully enjoy it.
Because
Belching Beaver.
Keeps it smooth.
Belching Beaver. Because, damn, that's some gas.
Oh, wow. Damn, the beaver. That's good.
It.
Yeah, I got there. That's nice. That's good. Great start, too.
Speaking of start, our kids started school today.
Took the bait. Took it. Started school today.
For us,
wow.
In California, in the Los Angeles area, it was the first day of school for the children. And your first day of in-person schooling with the whole world being the upside down. And my daughter's first time back in a school situation in a year and a while.
A year and a while. But actual school now.
Actual school.
It counts. You could have to repeat it 3 times like you did.
Kindergarten? I don't think kindergarten counts. And we'll get into
Everybody
it.
passes. Yeah, I know. Everybody passes.
No, because the only time I ever hear about somebody who gets stayed back in kindergarten is that they were like, well, I wasn't sociable. Like, I was a very shy kid.
I like your theory, though. It's because they got the paperwork late and couldn't figure out how to fill it out. And so it's just like, you know what?
They're shy.
We'll do kindergarten next year. They're shy.
They're shy.
So you were so shy.
Or like,
you were just so shy. That's the funny thing about that joke is that my parents held me back because I was shy. And now I feel like my whole world might be upside down in a big lie.
I think it's just they didn't fill out the paperwork for first grade. And then you can just repeat because they already have the paperwork in file. That's how it works. Here's the thing. It's either your parents and all the parents of the kids who stay back in kindergarten forgot to fill out the paperwork, didn't register in time, which is what it needs to be. Because the alternative is, oh, you're shy, so you had trouble making friends? Well, then I'm going to take all of your friends away from you. They're going to keep going. You're going to stay back, and you're going to try again to make new friends.
Good luck being with that shy attitude.
Remember
with everybody's already best friends when you show back up at school.
Remember those icebreakers? Doesn't matter. They're gone. They've moved on without you.
So, home life, huh, guys? You come here often? What's going on?
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. I've been here before. I'll show you the ropes.
So we know we don't need to come over all the fine details of the day.
Yeah.
But I think a few points that we could have that we maybe observed. The first one being that the pickup line was a real zoo at the very start, and I'm assuming that's like the first day at school every year. But when you haven't really gone to like. We went to an official elementary school last year, but it was all virtual, so we still didn't know this.
Yeah.
First time going to like an elementary school, kindergarten, the first time there, and it's like the drop-off line is like there's 300 people. Mm-hmm. It's around the block, and you're kind of just standing there like, all right, well, this is anticlimactic, sort of. We're just waiting around. I think we were texting each other in line today at our separate schools, and I texted you, this is a pretty long line to wait in with no ride at the end.
Yeah.
Except for the only ride is an emotional roller coaster. That's the only one you get to go on at the end of this.
Boom.
We didn't have a fast pass.
We didn't have a fast pass.
But, I mean, that's what it felt like. It was just kind of all these kids.
Yeah.
There's partial excitement, but were you feeling it? Did you get emotional at the beginning, or did you think about it? Or were you just like, get this kid out of my hair? Like, I was torn between the two.
So because there was a long line,
I had a lot of time to think about it.
I went full on woman's college hammer tossed her over the fence. And just, it's all on the heels.
That's what I told her.
Spin, spin.
That's what I told him. I was like, for this first part of school, for the first week or two, you wear the badge on your shirt. It's got a color code, so you remember and memorize where to go and stand in line to meet your teacher and go into the classroom.
Yeah.
But, a couple months from now, we'll just be driving here, and I'll just toss you over the fence. And he looks at me, he's like, anytime I say something like that now, he gives me like the, really, Dad? Like, he's already on to, he's already on to my, my sarcastic humor.
My daughter's not onto my sarcastic humor, but she thinks she is. Because I'll just say something like, I'm sarcastic all the time, which is now working to my detriment because kids are bad. It's our fault. We shouldn't be sarcastic with our children. They don't get it.
Yeah.
But I'll say,
they got to learn sometime.
I'll say to my daughter, so hey, I was thinking of mac and cheese tonight. You want mac and cheese for dinner? And she goes, oh, brother.
Legitimate question.
I'm just where did you think it was going?
Where were you reading the sarcasm?
Where was the joke? Circle.
Where's the tell?
I'm going to write it down. Circle the jokes.
To be really good at sarcasm, there should be a tell. Otherwise, you're just being mean.
So I just gave her macaroni, no cheese.
Yeah, no cheese.
Jokes
Just boiled the noodles.
I left it in the water.
Boiled the Paw Patrol shapes.
It in the water. She just got noodle soup.
It's broth.
So
it's just dirty, cloudy water broth of all your favorite characters swollen into a edible shape.
And they tear easily because they're sitting in the water too long.
Like when you see a piece of cereal that's been in the sink all day, and it's like 8 times the size it was when it went in, you're like, oh, there's something about that that's not right with me.
So does it do that in my belly?
Yeah, no wonder I feel so full after 7 bowls of Captain Crunch.
But I'm hungry 8 minutes later. So I kind of had that's not going to go well. I got to move my beverage.
I thought it was bold of you to sit around on the armrest.
I was
there.
doing fine until just now, and I tapped it. But
it was a reminder.
I'm
not going to remember that till later when I get all wild with my explanations.
When I get real excited about this story. So I kind of, it was a dumb rookie parent moment where, so I got up early. I got up at 5 and got some work done. My wife got up too, and she was getting some work done because we knew we were going to be like running around the kids. We wanted to take our time with the kids. Mm-hmm. First mistake was
getting up at 5,
7:05, and our daughter was not awake yet. And I was like, all right, we gotta go wake her up
at 7:05.
Well,
yeah, because drop off is what, 7:30?
No, that'd be a real dumb dad moment.
Our drop off was 7:30.
No, our drop off is 8.
Really?
Yeah. It's kidding.
Well, because school starts at 8.
They have less to go over.
Yeah. Side note: the hilarious conversation between our wives in our group text message thread after last week's episode, and your wife's editing the episode. She's like, "These guys literally don't know anything about when their kids are going to school."
I know, and we are legitimately
the stay-at-home dads. We were like, I don't know. I was like 9. That doesn't sound right. I think it's 8 to 3:30, and you're like, mine's 2:30. They're both 8 to 2:30.
I'm just saying to my wife,
it's so like,
don't be surprised if I come home with the wrong kid. We're all wearing masks. And I'll be like, she was just acting quiet.
In the whole scheme of things, they're texting in the thread, but it's just like out loud in the room, and like these idiots don't know when they're going to school. When are they going to school? Yeah. 8 to 2:30. Okay, just confirming there, and we're just like sitting there quietly. Sorry, we just kind of forgot.
Sorry, when I write it down so that I have it as a reference, I won't remember it.
Yeah,
but if I don't write it down, I also won't remember.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, and I got cut by both sides.
So I woke her up and. Yeah, I was like, let's like my wife had already started the breakfast. We had discussed that with her. She wanted to have waffles with pink whipped cream. Got that done. That was happening. That was we're
just setting you up for success on the first day.
Moving her. Oh yeah, it was like you're gonna eat this in your underpants because it's syrup and it's whipped cream.
You're gonna eat it like Daddy takes his breakfast.
Yeah,
in his underpants.
You could sit with me, but it's not a pleasant sight. So, yeah, so we got all that done, and then we were like, now we're rushing because we're like letting her take her time with her breakfast. Well, we're like not making her let her take her time, but it's like it's really important you eat. Like this isn't grazing is fun, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know when your next meal is coming. I don't control your day anymore.
Really, it's gonna be a while if you think about it.
So then all that happened. Then we get her dressed, and then we get my son dressed, who's just he's 2. He's just falling into things and running around screaming and grabbing stuff, going, "What's this here?" And
really ruining the timing of everything.
Sure. So we're like, all right, it's time to do the photos. And my daughter's excited about that. And then my worst fear, not my worst fear, my worry happened, which was we didn't get it to do pictures early enough because the sun rises right on our house, the front of our house.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew the sun came up, it's just going to be blasting her in the face and it's not going to make a good photo.
Yeah.
I was correct. So she's just making these like horrible photos of just like, bite this lemon. All right, take a picture. Bite this lemon, take a picture. They're all really bad. And then eventually she just goes, I can't really smile because the sun is right in my face. This is exactly what she said. And then now I'm panicking. Then we run inside. I get like a chair and we get a blanket. And my wife stands on the chair and she's holding up the blankets. It's like a dual dumb parent moment.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. Then we're taking photos. And now it's like 4 minutes till 8. Our school is just up the street. For those who are wondering, it's a 5-minute walk performance.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
We're late for school.
Yeah.
So
Day one. Late.
So we were like panicking. And then... Then, you know, our something in our brain clicked and we went, wait, we can just do this at the end of the school day. We don't need to do this right now. Let's just leave. Let's just go.
You'll have the same motivations you had earlier.
Let's just go. So
you might like school less or more.
Yeah.
No, I really don't.
If it's a really bad day, I really want a photo of it. If it's a good day, I want a
That's
photo.
a great point. Yeah, everybody does. My first day of third grade. It should be like, just finished my first day of third grade. I want to see that photo.
Yeah. This is the start of the year.
Just finished my first day of senior year.
It's not looking
Hated every
good.
second of it.
Not looking good. Why? First day, teacher said, we don't do that in my classroom. She said that to me first day. Not a great start.
I got shoved in the locker. You can see the scar on my face to prove it.
Yeah. Well, on my first day, my teacher called me Mr. LaFerrier, so I don't think the rest of the year is going to go well.
Thanks, Dad, for filling out your own name. Oh boy, yeah. My son, he was excited like all the way up until, and I don't want to say all the way up until last night, and then he wasn't excited, but all the way up until last night, it was like, man, you're going to be a big first grader. You get to meet new friends because that's what he really liked about. He had a good feeling about kindergarten, even though it was virtual, because he could remember all of his friends. He liked certain things about them.
Yeah.
Once in a while, he'll play like a video game or something during like a Zoom call with one of his friends. They play alongside each other. He has a couple of relationships with them.
Okay.
So it was like, he was excited until the night before. And it was like, can you believe tomorrow you're going to go into first grade? You're going to spend the day there and then he's like, yeah, but I don't really want to go to first grade. And it was like, and then he realized, but I'm leaving the house tomorrow and you're all going to be here and I'm going to be sent away. It's like, he really felt that last night.
Yeah.
And a couple times this morning felt it. And the funny thing is, I remember I was emotional like that when I was a kid. I've always had like worn my heart on my sleeve kind of guy, just very emotional about things. And I remember each grade, especially in my younger years, but like, you know, 4th grade, 5th grade, like crying that morning to my mom and dad. I was like fearful of the change, like a lot of kids are. But, you know, I always remember like crying because I was scared, probably anxious kid.
Well, you probably didn't cry that second year of kindergarten because you're like, here we go again.
Here we go again. This is the same old. Like, I can do it this time. But, you know, just the idea that it was like I was nervous about it,
Sure.
you know, and I remember crying to my mom and dad, like, I don't want to have to do it, but I'm going to do it. This is vacillating between like which one it's going to be, you know, and he definitely felt that. And so today it's like you're waiting in line until you finally get to the point where you get to the beginning and you got to scan your code and then, okay, here you go. They're going to take you to your teacher now. So it's kind of quick. Next. And then he's like, that's us. Here we go. And then he just like turned around and like, he just like instantaneously turned around and like death gripped me, hugged my legs. Like,
oh, wow.
This is it. I got to go in. And I honestly was fine. I thought I'd be more emotional in line or leading up to it. But in the moment, you're kind of thinking, you know, I think we chatted about this too. Like,
it's too nerve-wracking.
It's too nerve-wracking, and you're making sure everything about the moment is good. You don't want to forget anything. You're double-checking the backpack, all that kind of stuff. But then I became emotional like after. And then he was like he started crying, and somebody met him at the gate and went to go walk him to his class, and you could tell he was kind of teary-eyed and solemnly like walking to the line.
Yeah.
The best part was right when he gets up to his little classmates, 2 girls that he was in kindergarten with last year, even though it was just virtual, recognized him right away and stood up and like went and talked to him. So like right away he like looked up and saw people he recognized, like friends he recognized. And so it was funny on video because you can't see what they're saying. I'm from really far away. I was just kind of shooting a little video, but it looks like he walks up, instantaneously 2 girls walk right up to him. Like, this kid's a player already in first grade. But so I knew he felt comfortable then, and then we kind of waited for their class to populate, and then they all took off, and we kind of waved, but I don't even think he looked. He kind of like looked back at us. Their whole class kind of waved generally at all the parents, and we were like, all right, there we go. And then I kind of started feeling emotional on the way back to the car, just because I knew he like wasn't going to come home with us. Now it's like days at home without him anymore. It was like it's been like 500 days in a row, basically, since he was last in any sort of schooling or anything with other kids.
Right.
It's been at home the whole time. And then now it just felt like, as much as we've been waiting for this to happen, it also felt it came to a grinding halt and it's over. And then it's just over for me too, I guess, in this sense. And so I felt emotional walking to the car, but I was okay. And then what really got me is when we got home, and we walked in the door, and so it was just the 3 of us, the little girl, Henley, was 3, and my wife and I, we walk in the door, and his breakfast plate was sitting still at the table where he like ate most of his eggs and had like a piece of sausage left and some of his milk left. And when I saw that sitting there, which just meant that he wasn't there, that's when I lost it.
You got it.
That's what got me. And I was like, this used to happen when I was a kid. Why am I doing this now?
I don't want to go to first grade.
Yeah. So... But ultimately, it was a good day for him.
Yeah, we were good. We had it together because there's too much going on.
There's so much
going
on. Yeah,
we couldn't load the website because in Los Angeles, you have to like do a daily pass with a COVID questionnaire, and they scan it every day to get your kid in, which is nice security. And
there's like 3 million kids in Los Angeles going to school too, so it's like
it's all day one. The site had crashed; it wasn't going well. And we eventually got it like right about like 2 families were left in front of us, and we're like, all right, well, we got it. Okay, good. And we're like, and we could tell she got a little nervous because at one point she asked me to pick her up, which doesn't do much. So I was like, well, okay, but I didn't make a thing of it. I was just like, all right, holding her, talking to her. My son was really funny because he just kept being like, Lucy, it's a school, like losing his little mind, being like, you're going. We've been talking about this. Yeah. This is the day.
It's here. It's real.
And then he was like grabbing her and pulling her over to the fence. He's like, that's your playground. And like just pointing out all the things for her. And she was just like being a little quiet, but being like, yeah, that's my school. You're embarrassing me. You're such a dork.
You are. I'm never bringing you to drop off again.
You nerd. Go play Dungeons and Dragons. So
I play Dragon?
Dragon? I don't like Dragon. I'm Julian. And so that's an accurate impression for anybody wondering. That's exactly how my son talks.
I'm not a goofball. I just Julian.
Yeah. And he was so excited and happy and telling her all that. And then we did the same thing, scanned. And then I we had to like kind of like almost push her. But it was just like, okay, you're this is weird because I don't go.
I didn't want you to go, but get out of here. Get out of my life for a few hours. Come back to me.
People behind. This is a part of growing up. Go. But I'll miss you. And then we did that, and then my son lost it. Like bawled his eyes out instantly. Started like screaming for her.
We talked about going to school.
Yeah.
We talked about all the things she's going to. We didn't talk about her leaving the family.
I didn't think she'd listen. I'm 2. Who would listen to me?
I'm just Julian.
I'm not a teacher. So he lost
Poor
it,
guy.
Which made us lose it.
Yeah.
And then
oh, good. Somewhere I can place my feelings. Him crying.
Yeah. But then, pickup came, went and got her, and here's the funny thing, and I am gonna call the school about this.
Uh-oh.
I am.
Oh, you're gonna be that parent.
I'm gonna be that parent because there is like multiple teachers at the gate ready to get your kids at the beginning of school. Do you have your scan? Let me see it. Let me scan. I want to know that's your kid.
Yep.
Prove
it.
I want to know your kid's on the roster. I want to scan it. Let me see. pickup, just a cluster of children, and my wife goes, "Lucy, that one's mine. That's Lucy. Yep, that one. Yep." And they just scoot her out, and then she's ours. It's not great.
Oh, at pickup. Yeah. Well, I get that, but if the kid is like, "That's my mom and dad," then that's about as honest as it's gonna get.
She's wearing a mask. You can't see the fear in their eyes.
You can't. Why is she wearing the mask over her eyes?
Yes. Coffee goes in the eyes. Nobody knows that. You're hearing it here first. She has a...
You heard it here first, but please don't repeat it or send this out to anybody because we said it.
I just think it's such a stupid system. I think it's so dumb. I just... At her...
That's the last thing I thought you were going to say.
At her preschool, I had to show my ID, and they'd have to, like, make sure it was the name of... either on their list or one of the children.
Uh-huh.
And here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. The woman was checking in like 500 parents. She's not Sherlock Holmes. There's no way she's like got all that data in her head. But I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
This was literally just like, I'll take no, not that one. No. Yeah, that one. That one's great. Perfect. Send it up.
I think I see what you mean. The huge difference between pickup and drop off seems like a big contrast.
Why
because
do you
it's
care
like
more?
You're waiting in line to scan a code that you personally get to bring them into the school. Like, yes, I'm into this school. My parents are dropping me off into the school. And at the end, it's like, hey, that's my mom and dad. Okay, run to them over there. I get what you mean. But I think that what they want to do is account for all the kids that are supposed to be there, making sure they're there, putting them in the right spot, all these things.
Sure.
Whereas at the end, it's filled with parents. Everybody's a parent worried about the same thing, trying to pick up their kid.
One would hope.
But when the kid is like, I see my mom and dad, and then they make sure they run over to their mom and dad.
She didn't say that. She was exhausted and ruined because she hadn't hung out with more than one kid in a year and a half. She was surrounded by children for a full day.
Here's what I'd like to know. The app this morning crashed, not on our side, on their side, because how many kids in LA? LAUSD is like the second biggest school district in the nation or something. It's up there. It's gigantosaurus.
You know I don't know the answer to that.
I know, but so I just makes me seem like I do know. So it's big, okay?
Yeah.
It's big.
I believe you.
And so here's the thing. How many, like the app crashes because, the app crashes on ESPN because we're all trying to stream the last 2.5 minutes of the NBA Finals.
Finals, yeah.
But they got some superheads working on that. But I bet the numbers are pretty close to how many people watching that versus how many people are trying to check their kid in. They need some. Yeah. They need some better engineers on those apps. They're gonna handle some more traffic. There's like our server can't handle it because it's a Mac Mini from 2004 with cables surrounding it.
They made me sit through a budget meeting. We didn't go over any of that.
Yeah, and what computer is all of this technology going to be running off of?
Is that dial-up? Do I hear dial-up while we're on a Zoom call?
Shh, let it do its thing. Yeah. It's struggling.
So we're off to the races.
We're off to the races. They're in.
Kids are in school.
We asked on the way home, he said, well, one bad thing happened. I accidentally used the girls' bathroom.
I don't believe it.
He said I had to use the bathroom, and it's not inside the classroom. I had to go outside to use it. And one kid said, I know where it is. And she said, okay, you guys buddy, you take him to the bathroom. And he goes like, okay. And he goes, did he tell you where you're going to the girls' bathroom? He goes, no, he was taking me to the bathroom. And they just accidentally went in the girls' bathroom, and he finished going, and then they come out, and some teacher's like, hey, boys, you're not supposed to be in there. Which he didn't take well. He goes, I got yelled at.
Emmett was like, I was looking for my two girlfriends.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, I'm sure she didn't yell at you. She probably just said, hey, boys, you're not supposed to be in there. But he doesn't take any sort of like corrective behavior well, in the sense that he just doesn't like being wrong or incorrect or in trouble or anything. He felt very, man, here, I've done it now, But she was like, that's the girls' bathroom. Don't go in there. Yeah, he just didn't take that. He was like,
I'm such a piece of shit.
She was so mad at me. It was like, it was his teacher from last year. So he's like, she probably wasn't even mad at you. She probably just like, Emmett, what are you doing in the girls' bathroom? Don't go in there. And he's like, oh, man, I'm screwed. I'm going to get kicked out of school.
She said to him, oh, hey, guys, we don't do that. They don't go. The boys go in the boys' room. The girls go in the girls' room. And what he heard was, I can't believe I passed you, you little pervert.
You nightmare. Wait till your parents hear about this. You'll be back into preschool.
We're going to put a spotlight on you, and everyone will point and say, shame.
You know who this is? This is an example. Look at his face.
And then he pulls the mask over his eyes. See?
It was funny. It's like the way he presents it. You know what was bad? You mean embarrassing? Not even embarrassing. So you made it. So it was like you think you're the only kid that did that today? They probably happened like 6 times at your school alone. You've never even been there before. You've been going there for a year. You've never even been there. You've been doing it virtually. How are you supposed to know where the bathroom is?
I don't know. I went to the one that looked like the person, their belly was like going out to pointy because they had to pee so bad. Oh, no, that's a person in a dress.
I didn't go into the bathroom where it looked like somebody was satisfied. They've already gone to the bathroom. But I thought that was where you wash your hands.
I didn't have great choices, Dad. It was either go in the room of the person who's wearing a dress or the naked man room.
And I'm trusted my friend. Let's put that in quotes, by the way, because he let me into the girls' bathroom.
And both of them are decapitated on the signs.
Their head is separated from them. They have no fingers or toes. I was very confused.
And I pushed on the potty before and thought that would happen, but
so hey, dumb kid moment. First day of school.
That's good.
But we're gonna get through it. It's gonna be a long year, and I'm excited because there's probably gonna be a lot of pretty good content coming from these specific situations we find ourselves in.
I'm very excited for all of it. I'm very excited. I already talked to a couple parents in line. I can't wait to meet some characters. I'm very excited about it.
Very excited about the characters, yeah. Give us some ideas for our TikTok videos, too. I think parents you run into, the type of parent you run into.
Unless they recognize me from TikTok and they're like, hey, I couldn't help but notice that last character in TikTok is from Indiana. And I just told you I'm from Indiana. And you was all about baking. And you know that I want to be a baker. Oh, that's the bell. I got to go get my kid.
See ya. But yeah, hey, speaking of dumb kid moments on the first day, did you do anything dumb this week?
Yeah, well, I told you that we ran out the clock on first day of school. We got the photo, by the way.
You got it on the first day of school. That's true.
We got the photo. We did it right. Got out of school and told her, "Hey, we're gonna go get some ice cream. We're gonna go to the."
You did? We went and got some froyo.
Yeah, we did too. We got froyo.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fun.
And I said, "Let's go get frozen. Let's go get ice cream." I'm not gonna tell her froyo. Just ice cream. And so. And she was,
I don't need that 10-minute conversation.
Yeah.
It's the difference as to why. What's the difference? Why would you do
and
that?
she says, what's the difference? I will say, I do not know.
What's the difference? I don't get it. What's the difference between frozen yogurt and ice cream? Because I said so.
Yeah. Get in the car.
Okay? We're going to get a treat, and you're going to like it.
Ask
okay,
again.
who's excited?
Ask again, and I'm going to let you fill that Yogurtland cup, and I'm going to punt it across the whole parking lot.
Well, I had a dumb dad moment this week, and this is kind of a quick one, but because I think we have one, right?
Yeah, we got one.
So, but I have a quick one that I just really wanted to tell you because it was
that's what it's here for.
So embarrassing.
Oh, good.
It was so embarrassing. So this weekend, we were. It was the weekend for Emmett. Let's have all your favorite dinners, and we had a few more little fun things. We went to the beach together this weekend. We didn't even talk about it. We went to the beach together this weekend with our kids, and it was really fun. Our families, because it was like nothing dumb happened there. It was actually a really fun day.
No, I'm just laughing about the fact that you made a whole weekend for him, and you wondered why he didn't want to leave the family on Monday.
Yeah, I know. That was in the back of my head the whole time. Let's make a super fun weekend where he's like,
let's make it that it's like there's nothing better than your family ever. Bye for 6 hours.
See ya. And so, and so we were playing this weekend, and what were we doing we're playing in the kids' room, and I was sitting on the floor with them, and we were kind of playing like a bunch of games in a row, in the sense that like, let's play this. Okay, we say like 2 or 3 lines, you play the game, and then suddenly it switches to this. Let's play doctor, your arm's hurt. Oh, take care of me, check my heart, what's my temperature?
Yeah.
Let's play cafe. It was just like line-orama of like what we were doing. And my daughter comes up to me and she goes, I think it was like we were playing doctor, and she comes up, she goes, "Here, Dad, here's your hot dog." And I was like, "Oh, thank you very much for my hot dog." I was confused as to what was going on, but of course, hot dog. Mustard only, right? Yeah, great. Can Emmett have a hot dog? Sure. She goes, "Here, Emmett, here's your hot dog." And then it was like the three of us just sitting there enjoying hot dogs. So we all took a nice big bite of our pretend hot dog. And while we were sitting there all chewing, I bit my tongue.
You were pretend chewing and you bit your tongue.
Yes. And so we're
Oh my God.
I know. We're all three sitting there in their room, and I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch." And they both kind of look at me, and I was like, "This hot dog is so good." And it wasn't really bad. I wasn't bleeding or anything, but I definitely bit the side of my tongue. And it was like pretending to eat a hot dog.
You were improv chewing is what you were doing.
I was overacting,
You're
and I
just,
bit my tongue.
Way
I had
too much jaw movement where it's going in a circle and stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody chews like that.
Yeah. I was just really exaggerating, playing, having a great time with my kids, and I bit my tongue. I was like, "Oh my God." I just bit my tongue.
Can't wait for you to go to school. This is what happens.
Yeah. And I fast forwarded in my mind to this moment, having to tell you. I was like, I have to tell him. It's too funny. I have to tell him. It's so embarrassing, but I have to tell him.
You're just not good at playing with kids is what that comes down to.
I'm overplaying. Just simplify it.
Yeah.
Rub the tummy. Good hot dog. Take 2
Play.
bites. I was really like portraying like I could feel the bun in my mouth, the hot dog, the mustard tasted good. I was all in, and then forgot that my tongue wasn't the hot dog.
Well, just play the reality of the situation. You don't need to move your mouth around that much. It's soft meat. It's a soft bread.
Yeah.
The condiment's going to help it slide around.
I was a cow eating a hot dog, and which didn't need to do that.
You were a cartoon cow.
Cow eating, yeah.
The head is stationary, but the jaw is just doing calisthenics.
Yeah. And then I bit my tongue, pretending to eat a hot dog.
That's really good.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
Good
It's
job.
all real. It's all real. Parenting is real.
Guys, we're going to post pictures of his tongue on Instagram.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening to Done Bad Podcast.
Oh, medication's worn off.
But I know we have a good one, right? We have a submission, a user submission, I believe.
A user submission. He doesn't say. I'm just going to say it's from Trevor.
Okay, Trevor.
Trevor?
What happened, Trevor?
This is your dumb dad moment.
Your dumb dad moment.
He says, "Hey guys, Trevor here." See, told you it was Trevor. Long-time listener, short-time dad. Nice. I started fostering children in February 2020 since my wife and I thought we couldn't have children then. Miraculously, after continuous practice to get her pregnant, you had sex, and a lot of back massages.
Whoa.
Trevor, this is a family podcast. We find out she's pregnant. Within a few weeks of learning of this news, we find out that our 3-year-old foster son's biological mother signed away her parental rights with the agreement that we would adopt him. Crazy how it worked out, but I wanted to thank you guys because you played a huge role in making me feel comfortable as a dumb dad. I pretty much mastered the art at this point. Well, that's very nice, Trevor.
Yeah,
well,
thank you, Trevor.
Let's get to where you're stupid.
Yeah, how'd you fuck it up?
Anyways, my dumb dad moment was just a few days ago after having our baby in the hospital. On the last day, I went down to the parking lot to get the car seat, and upon re-entering, I went through security. Mind you, at this point, I've had very little sleep. And when I did, it was on a thin sponge wrapped in sweaty plastic, so I wasn't all there.
A thin sponge wrapped in sweaty plastic.
It's very accurate. On the right-hand side of the metal detector, there was a small table about 1.5 inches by 6 inches, where you no, that ain't right.
That's not a table. It's a table. That's not a table. That's a railing.
That's a dollhouse. 1.5 feet by 6 feet, where you put your keys and such for the security check. Immediately to the right of that was a wall.
Let me pause you for a second.
Yeah.
Did you misread that because he put the inches, like the quote, instead of the parentheses, and so you read it wrong, or was that you had a dumb dad moment in the reading of this?
Yeah, I read the one comma instead of the two.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But I'm also picturing this like super tiny railing table, which is
well, it's like, well, of course he missed it. Well, I put the car seat there along with my keys and such, but the car seat wouldn't fit through the gap, so I just walked through the metal detector with it without thinking, yeah, that's probably not going to work either. Of course, the metal detector beeped, and the security guy looked at me and said, "Sir, that's a metal detector." And I said, "Yep, that it is." He told me to walk back through and put the car seat on the table and pass it to him, then walk through. Well, I couldn't fit the car seat through the gap again, so I proceeded to try to lift the car seat over the metal detector.
Ow!
At this point, there was a line of people, and I could feel their awkward stares on my cold, sweaty neck. This man let me get the car seat almost all the way over before pointing to the much larger open table to the left of the metal detector. Luckily, I think I made this dude's day along with the rest of the people in the room as I put the car seat on the other table for him to check and walked back through, completely embarrassed. He leaned in and said, "Get some sleep, son," and handed me my belongings.
That's so good.
Needless to say, I took the other exit out of the hospital when I left. I have yet to take his order, unfortunately, as babies hate the idea of us sleeping. At least the bags under my eyes are like extra pockets when my cargo pants are full.
Oh.
Thank you guys for all you do and keeping my spirits up when I feel extra dumb.
That's fantastic. And the button roasting by the security guard, telling him he needs get some sleep, son, is so funny. He's seen all it. He's seen all the dads. He's seen all the stupid things you do.
Yeah.
And it's true when you're in the hospital. It's like it's so hard for the husband in the hospital. Is that what we're going to do here?
Nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about it, and we're going to speak the truth. No,
there might be a reason nobody talks about it, but nobody talks about it.
But let's tackle it anyway. No, it's funny. Listen, the woman is a superhero. They should leave with a cape on.
But it's physically and mentally exhausting for everyone.
For everybody involved.
Just
it's
different level.
Just different levels. The funny thing is, you're the dad. You're trying to keep it together. You're the dad-to-be, whatever the case may be. You're trying to keep it together. Yes, you're tired. You want to be there for your wife. You're staying as present as she can be. And when she's struggling or your partner's struggling, you're trying to keep them focused on the task at hand, and you understand that it's difficult. But that's mentally tasking. And so, yeah, he's down there like lifting the car seat. I'm trying to lift it over, which I imagine is like some tall goalpost thing he's trying to walk in between, and he's lifting it over this heavy car seat. He's just not thinking. He's not thinking on so many levels.
Yeah. And I get it because I know the tired that he is.
Yeah.
But like the most obvious choice is, even if you can't figure it out, right? Like you're just like, you're not seeing that table. You're not seeing any of it. And I'm not judging him. I'm just saying this is how you know how tired he was. His brain could have at least gone, well, this is a hospital where babies leave in car seats.
Yeah.
And you just look at the security guard and go, how do I do this?
Can you help me?
Can you help me? And when
I don't know how to do it. Can you help me?
And it's funny because the security guy could tell it was his first kid for so many reasons. Because that's a risky line to say to a dad of multiple. Because you just say, get some sleep, son. I mean, the obvious response is, look at what I just had trouble pulling around this machine.
I haven't had sleep.
We all know this isn't happening.
I haven't had sleep since 2014, man. I'm just getting by. Either way, he's not wrong.
No. Get some sleep. You won't.
Yeah, you won't. Sure. But you know what you need? Some sleep. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So my doctor.
I also need for you to tell me what I'm doing wrong here because I can't think past my arms.
I get it enough from my cardiologist. Let's figure out the car seat. Trevor, thank you very much for that submission.
Thank you, Trevor. And hey, man.
Anybody else? Send in your dumb parent moments.
Yeah. We love DM us on the IG, the gram.
Yeah, on all our social media at DumbDadPod. That's where you can find us. But yeah, on Instagram is where you DM us for dumb dad, dumb mom moments.
Or send it into the email.
dumbdadpod@gmail.com.
dumbdadpod@gmail.com. It's pretty simple. Just add at gmail.com. I mean, it's either the at is either before or it's after plus the Gmail.
But it's not gmail@dumbdad.com.
Oh,
can't stress that enough.
Yeah, we do have that email, but it's tasking to sit there and respond to people. Please do not email. It's like an out of office. We need to come out with like an out of office response. This is not the email. Yes, we have this email, but you shouldn't email us here. You should email us at dumbdadpod@gmail.com.
I have it auto. It just says in the car. Call you in a sec.
Oh, stupid! I sit there and type it all the time.
No, auto.
No,
So you're just emailing.
That's a waste of my time.
I think that's enough of that.
That bit feels over.
That bit is, yep. Thank you guys very much for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't and write a review.
Mm-hmm.
We really appreciate it. It helps the podcast in many ways. But we appreciate you listening. And Evan, do you have some stupid joke?
I have a stupid joke.
A dad joke?
A stupid joke for dads. You ready? What did the stand-up comic say at the hospital?
What did the stand-up comic say at the hospital?
Mm-hmm. I'm here all week. You know, physically not there. So he's in the hospital, so he's physically not awake. He's probably got a lot of jokes and probably will be there for a week, according to the cardiologist.
So just like a patient, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, what did the patient say at the hospital?
What did the patient... Yeah, well, because he's the dad, he's going to come up with some stupid joke.
Yeah. He said, I'll be here all week.
Yeah, the patient's like, here, I'm weak. I need help. Please help me. And this is what happened to me. Whereas the dad's like, but I could squeeze a joke in here before I bleed out.
I thought he was going to say, like, gosh, this crowd's dead. And then the mortician said, get out of my office.
That's what you thought it was going to be.
I was hoping.
Yeah, you were close.
Yeah, well.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye.